Welcome to South Asia. This is Reddy, your presenter at South Asia. South Asia is an intellectual Kshatriya channel that brings you South Asia knowledge and culture to you in the form of maps. Today the topic of discussion is Battle of Suwali or Battle of Swally off the coast of Gujarat 1612. Before we venture into the topic, and if you are not aware or following me at different social media sites, this is my main YouTube channel, South Asia Maps Reddy. You can type it, that brings South Asian heritage to you in the form of icons and maps, and I already posted nearly 100 high quality videos with meticulously made maps drawn and redrawn many times, and you can go there and you can start enjoying. And if you like the content, it will be a great help if you can subscribe the channel and know your friends and other colleagues about this interesting intellectual Kshatriya channel, that is South Asia Maps. Excuse me for my allergies. And today's topic of discussion is the Battle of Swally. Suwali or Swally is a place off the coast of Gujarat. We are in Gujarat here. To put the things in context for you, this is Surat district. Tapti Nadi flows through the Surat district of Gujarat plains. Surat town itself is on the banks of Tapti River. And north we have Narmada River flowing through Bharuch district. Mahi River joins the Gulf of Khambat or Khambhat. Here there is a town called Khambhat. This is the Sindhu Sagar Ocean, the mighty Sindhu Sagar or Arabian Ocean. This is former Portuguese colony Daman and Dadra Nagar Haveli. Diu will be somewhere near here, near Kathiawar plains or Saurashtra plains. This is the district called Aqua district or Dangs district, sitting across the Sahyadri mountains that almost touch the Gujarat and the Satpura range, Tapti River. The historic Bardoli city where Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of Bharat, came into prominence during Satyagraha at Bardoli, that is Surat. Today's the topic of discussion is the Battle of Swally. It is spelt as Swally and also spelt as Suwali. That is now a suburb in Surat, outside the Surat city close. Historically, it used to be a small fishing village where the historic battle between the Portuguese East India Company, and British East India Company was fought. Even though the battle was very small, its historical significance is very, very high. That finally led to the Carnatic Wars, the strengthening of British imperialism, British Navy, the Carnatic Wars, and Battle of Vandivash, and Battle of Palasi, and Battle of Buxar, establishment of British imperialism in the lower Gangetic plains from Palasi to Buxar, and overtaking of India and replacing of Maratha Empire by British nationalism, and all those things are later corollaries. And modern Indian Navy also has historical significance, roots in Battle of Swally. These are all the things we will discuss today, and after the presentation you will get a very good clarity and a bird's eye view how that small battle of the coast near Surat in Suwali molded change the history, culture, and events of modern time, how they are affected. You will get a very good idea after that. Before that, if you go back here, the Mahayogi Sridham Swarup and Sitaram Goyalji says that the dawn of Christian imperialism in India is from the Portuguese navigators, explorers. They were also priests and pirates, and all molded together. They landed in Malabar coast, historic Malabar district, today Calicut district near Calicut or Kozhikode. Vasco da Gama landing there 1498, and they dressed up as a priests and friars, introduced themselves as the missionaries of Jesus Christ, converting the heathens and Gentiles and changing the belief system, replaced the Islamic imperialism, and they dominated the coast. That's how. So this is Battle of Diu, this is the different Battle of Swally. Okay. Before that, we can see here the Turks or Ottoman Turks, the context, conquered Constantinople round about 1453. They blocked all the trade routes of Europeans to India and Asia and China, and improved the navigation techniques, technology, investment of time and money, and shipbuilding by Portugal and Spain, all encouraged the people to find a sea trade route to India. That was a very rich country at that time, and excuse me for my allergies, doing the trade was very profitable, especially the spice trade. That means previously the spices brought here, they were sold like 500 to 1000 times more, and in the European nation. So Bartolomeu, a navigator from Iberian Peninsula, Portugal, rounded up Africa and reached up to Cape Town here, the Cape of Good Hope. And a few years later, almost 10 years, in 1498, Vasco da Gama continued the journey. Here he found some Muslim traders. They helped him to come to India and landed in the Jamorins territory, Samudri's territory. Immediately, Portuguese established various trading posts. Here the Coromandel coast, Malabar coast. Here there is a place called Moluccas, that is east of Celebes Islands and west of Papua New Guinea today, north of Australia, and historic Malacca, that is Singapore and Johor and Malacca states. They won a historic battle called Battle of Diu in 1509. That is almost 11 years after Vasco da Gama landed in Malabar coast. That was a major military victory, and I discussed that later. Battle of Diu 1509. Afterwards, after 1 year, they rested the Velha Goa, the island of Goa, between the Suwali River and Mandovi River, very safe, strategic place, island. At that time, under Adil Shahi rule, they rested that, and they replaced Islamic Armada. Islamdom dominated the trade routes from the Swahili coast, Red Coast, and Mediterranean, and all those places, Hormuz and Gulf of Persia, to all this area. They, after the Battle of Diu, replaced them. Essentially, they took over the trade routes and dominated the sea trade lanes. Especially, that means essentially they became a major naval power. Any Muslim pilgrims from India, they have to take their passports in order to visit, coming from Surat and Bharuch to go to Arabia, Hejaz, and so on. Surat at that time was a very big city of Mughal Empire. At that time it was when the Portuguese came under Sultans of Gujarat's control. Surat city on Tapti River. The entry part to come to India and exit India for sea trade. So at that time the Portuguese now were dominated in the control of all this area, and British, finding there is a trade is very profitable, they started a company called John Company. It's later called British East India Company, later called East India Company Bahadur, or simply the East India Company, later which took over the much of the land later. At that time they sent an ambassador around about 1610 or so. At that time Mughal ruler in Delhi, Agra was Jahangir, the father of Shah Jahan or grandfather of Aurangzeb. And they were not given any special privileges but allowed a trading post. Still, in the minds of the Mughals at that time, the Portuguese were the dominant naval power who controlled the trade routes to the rest of the world, dominated the Indian Ocean. That is the context we are talking about. That small war battle of Suwali, off the coast of Surat, south of Kathiawar, near Khambat Bay, Bay of Khambat or Bay of Khambhat, totally changed the scenario. After the battle, British were recognized by the Muslim rulers as a major naval power, because all these Muslims have a uncordial, unfriendly relations with the Portuguese. They recognized the importance of the British, and eventually the British replaced the Portuguese. That is the very significant event of Battle of Swally. So, Islamic imperialism dominated India and it dominated the Indian Ocean. Battle of Diu in 1509 replaced the Islamic imperialism, Islamic domination of the sea lanes by Catholic imperialism, Portuguese imperialism, that is other version of European imperialism. That means the Portuguese Catholic imperialists controlled the Swahili coast, the Red Sea, the Persian Gulf, the Hormuz, the Aden and Bab el Mandeb, all those regions, and Malabar coast, Konkan coast, Wayanad coast and Kanara coast and Makaran coast, that is south of Balochistan, Coromandel coast or Cholamandalam coast. They also controlled Moluccas. They established a trading post to Moluccas, that is a straight waterway choking point between Sumatra Island in the south and the Malaysian Peninsula in the north. They also control, this is the Borneo Island, Sumatra Island, Java Island. There is a place called Moluccas that are different from Moluccas. So here you see Malacca, here is Molucca. These are the spice lands. Lot of spices used to be grown here. And this is the Mindanao Islands, this is the Luzon Islands, Hainan Island and Formosa or Taiwan. Portuguese also established their establishment at Canton, later taken over by the British. Canton essentially Cantonese speaking area, Guangdong province, Hong Kong region. And that was the replacement of Portuguese imperialism, Catholic imperialism replaced Islamic imperialism in that part of the world. Portuguese conquered, wrested Goa, Velha Goa, island of Goa from Adil Shah. They also had a lot of exclaves, Daman here, Dadra, Nagar Haveli here. They won the Battle of Diu 1509 and later they killed Gujarat Sultan, successor of Begda, called Bahadur Shah, Sultan of Gujarat in around about 1535 or so, wrested the island of Goa. Winning the Battle of Diu is different from wresting the island, that is around about 20-25 years difference or so. Now they became the masters of Diu Island, the masters of Daman, and all these outliers of the Indian Ocean was under their control. When the British started their company, Jan Company, East India Trading Company, they came into conflict with the Portuguese. Portuguese didn't allow them to come to this area and take away their trade business, spice trade, which they controlled and profited. So the British small galleon, that means the army armada, which came from Trinidad region, finally traveled all this region. It was anchored near Surat, where the Portuguese met them, and a small battle was fought at Suwali, Suwali coast, that is of the near Surat, a small fishing village called Suwali, that is close to the Surat district. In the Suwali, East India Company belligerents who fought this war: Portuguese Catholic imperialist, East India Company British imperialist. The commander of Portuguese army is not known. British commander was Thomas Best. These are the strength of the army, that we will not that much concerned about that. The important point is at Battle of Swally, British first time defeated Portuguese, who previously defeated all the Islamic armada. That is, the Mamluk Sultan sent the navy to defeat the Portuguese before Gujarat Sultan sent it, and Jamorin sent it, and all those were previously defeated. That means the Portuguese were masters. First time Portuguese were defeated by Thomas Best, the leader of that galleons defeated. That news was reported by the governor of Surat to the this happened 1612, right? At that time, Jahangir was the ruler. Akbar passed away around about 1605. Jahangir ruled from 1605 to 1627 or so. The Jahangir was the ruler, and they sent a very good report saying that their adversaries, that is the Catholic imperialist Portuguese, were defeated by the British. So British gained a prominence in the Mughal eyes and a potential allies which can be used to combat the Portuguese. Later, so that led the way to establishment of the East India Company headquarters in that region at Surat. Later, when the British monarch married the Catholic Portuguese princess around about 1660 or so, the lot of territories like Bombay Island, Salsette Island, Mahim Island, and all those were given to the British. The British moved their headquarters from Surat to Bombay. Bombay is a sheltered port, very deep watered port, easy to defend and easy to attack the neighbors. From Salsette is again a bigger island. The Ullas River goes there. It separates Salsette Island from Ullas River, the Thane Creek and all those things. So the important point is winning the Battle of Swally, 1612. Islamic imperialism, which dominated the Indian Ocean, was replaced by the Catholic imperialism, Portuguese imperialism. British imperialism contested with Portuguese imperialism at Swally, a small battle. They won the battle. They showed their military prowess and power and dominance. That led to the rise of the British East India Company, eventually the establishment of the lot of trading ports and towns in Surat, Bombay and all those areas, Coromandel coast, in the Ganga plains and all those regions, eventually conquering of the lot of the territory. So that is in brief about the Battle of Swally off the coast. Here I am showing Swally. You can see here, you can see Suwali here, sometimes spelled a little differently. Swally, you can see the Tapti River. This is, you can see Swally. Where are we here? I zoom out. We are on the bank of Tapti River. This is the Hazira region, a suburb of Surat. We are in the Surat city here, or Surat town. At that time, that was a prominent port city where all the pilgrims from the Mughal Empire and all Deccan, they used to come to Surat, take the ship, and used to go to Hejaz, Mecca and Medina. And now, because the Portuguese control the area, they have to take the Portuguese passport. They still allowed, but there are restrictions where Portuguese used to charge them. So the Portuguese domination was there. At that place, Portuguese domination was challenged by the British. They won it. That is the Battle of Swally. And if you look at the Battle of Swally, and I can show that sorry, I have closed this one. I can show that region more so that the audience will appreciate the importance. Yeah, I am looking at the Oxford Atlas of Muttaya, and you can see that here we are looking at, this is the Daman area, used to be a Portuguese exclave, Dadra Nagar Haveli. There is a river called Ganga, Daman Ganga. That is a transition river between Gujarati speaking north and Marathi Konkani speaking southern area, Thane area. That is in the Bombay Presidency, historic. That means you can take a train from Bombay, go to Bassein or Vasai, then go to Valsad and Navsari, Ganadevi and Surat, and go to Bharuch and Anand, Baroda, and eventually to Gandhi, Ahmedabad and Virangam and all those areas. So that is the Valsad district, the Dangs district. You have see Surat here, Surat the town, and Swali will be somewhere here on the Gulf of Khambhat, that is Hazira region, and we have historic Bardoli Taluk here, Bardoli, and here the river Tapati flows through the Surat the town. That is about the Battle of Swally. And so what did we discuss today? We discussed the Battle of Swally, very important naval battle that was fought off the coast of Surat, in the suburbs of Surat, at a small fishing village, Suwali or Swally. 1612, the outcome is the British successfully challenged and defeated Portuguese power, Portuguese galleon, that laid the foundation by the rise of the British Navy, East India Company's Navy, and eventually the British replaced all their potential rivals with their powerful navy. That foundation was laid at Battle of Swally, 1612. That came almost 104 years after Battle of Diu, where the Portuguese decisively defeated the Mamluks and Venetians, Gujarat Sultans, Jamorin's army in the Battle of Diu. That further led to Battle of Swally, where British defeated the Portuguese galleons. So this is your facilitator at South Asia Maps, presenter J. Reddy. I appreciate you joining me and listening this. And if you like my presentations, it will be a great help. You can subscribe my YouTube channel, South Asia Maps J. Reddy, and see you later at some other presentation.